Good afternoon from Kirksville, Missouri. This is Randy Kervin, and this is Rant and Randy's Rant for December 29th, 2020. Uh, where in the hell do you start, Randy? I'm not going to make this a long one. I need to make a trip out of here. We got about between a half and an inch of snow and then freezing rain on top of that. I want to get out of here and get back before dark. Uh, and I may have to salt my way down there and salt my way back. So let's get down to it. All right, we got one person out there. Uh, Primarily, I'm just going to run down through this pretty quick. Last night, Don Lemon talked with Adam Schiff about the stimulus relief checks, about the $2,000 passing in the House with 2/3. Schiff was saying that McConnell is not going to want to bring it to the floor. So McConnell is wanting to put it on the calendar. There's still, he's wanting to vote against Donnie and veto, uh, uh, override the defense bill because that's necessary. And it's nonsense anyway when you think about it, because what it's about is Donnie wants the forts to still remain with traitors of the Confederate Army uh, as fort names. And that's basically what it comes down to. That, and he doesn't want any uh, enhanced cyber security because, hell, they'd catch Russia. And this is a situation that we haven't seen. McConnell will have to go against Donnie in two different votes: stimulus check of $2,000 and veto proof the defense bill. Uh, and we really don't have to wait and see how he's going to go with that. Mitch is going to get himself thrown under the bus. The latest I heard on CNN is now Donnie is telling them, oh, Donnie is saying that if they want a death wish, to go against him. Oh, it seems like, Donnie, you're losing some of your magic with your own GOP. uh, and I noticed up until today, he was the spoiled brat was quiet and playing golf again. Tweety Turd, see you in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. Don't miss it. Information to follow. Oh, he wants to get all of his neo Nazis, the Proud Boys, and white supremacists out on January 6th. That's the reason he's going for the $2,000 stimulus checks. He thinks he can pull them in that way. And let's hit on Lynn Wood's lawsuit in Georgia election. Went nowhere, according to the Georgia Secretary of State. uh, Chuck Schumer called on Donnie to have the Senate Republicans to vote for the $2,000 stimulus. According to the way CNN is describing that, Mitch wants to put it on the calendar. He's going to tomorrow put a poison pill in that. He just wants to put it off. I heard the best description of Louis Gohmert lawsuit suing Vice President Mikey Pence was best described on CNN as being, Louis is a crackpot. He is indeed. And from Rachel, hosted by Ali Belchi last night, the House overrides the veto on the defense bill. House votes were 322 to 87. to override the veto. You can just imagine some of the Republican Congress uh, that did vote against it. And I would say that's Jimmy Jordan and some of that nasty bunch. They're the ones that voted against vetoing it or overriding the veto, because I think there was 87 Republicans wouldn't go along with it in the House. Uh, and like I said, you know the ones, you know who was sticking with Donnie and got to get got to veto that bill. That can't happen. Uh, to put it nicely, they're the ones that are stuck to Donnie's shoe like gum. Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania, is still waiting for his $1 million for finding voter fraud. All three cases were Republicans voting for Donnie, some voting for their dead mothers, and another after voting for himself for Donnie. He came back with sunglasses on and tried to vote for his son, a Democrat, for Donnie. All these cases will be prosecuted. And Texas Lieutenant Governor still hasn't paid the $1 million. he didn't mean to find Republicans that were cheating and pulling voter fraud. Oh shit! You can't make this shit up. Last night I was fortunate enough, I believe it was on Rachel, seeing and hearing the happiness of doctors and nurses receiving their first doses of the vaccine. And what is this going to do to the Georgia Senate races? Tweety Turd will be in Georgia on Monday, January 4th, to rally for the two Republicans. I wonder if they want him to come or they don't want him to come. And I was saying today would be a test of how they will have to vote against Donnie and for Donnie. I think Mitch is slipping a little bit. And this is day number 5 of silence from Donnie on the Nashville explosion. Yesterday, Joe Biden spoke about law enforcement actions on Christmas Day and expressed his thanks. That's what a president does. Donnie's New York Post broke with him. Mr. President, stop the insanity. You lost the election. You have tweeted as long as the Republicans have courage, they can overturn the results and give you 4 more years in office. In other words, you're cheering for an undemocratic coup. You have had every right to investigate the election. But let's be clear, those efforts found nothing. Democrats will try to write you off as a one-term aberration, and frankly, you're helping them do that. The King Lear of Mar-a-Lago, ranting about the corruption of the world. And then I was fortunate enough, I got to watch mostly, it was from the Financial Times that Professor Lawrence Tribe had his article. If Mr. Trump abuses pardons to shield himself and key allies from justice, that could be charged as criminal obstruction of justice and abuse of the constitutional power of clemency to accomplish an illegal end. If Mr. Trump has used his pardon power to commit crimes, he must be prosecuted, Lawrence Tribe explained. Why some of his pardons, like Manafort, Stone, and Flynn, are to shield Donnie of crimes he committed and must be prosecuted, or future president could commit any crimes and do the same and shield themselves of committing uh, crimes while in office. And Mary Trump. I didn't finish that interview, uh, but the way she was introduced before Lawrence O'Donnell got to her was Mary Trump, whose cousins may receive preemptive pardons. Why pardon someone when there's no reason? And that's about as far as I got that. I had to give it up. Tweety Turd calling Republicans weak and tired over defense spending bill. Tweety Turd still pulling for the $2,000 stimulus checks. McConnell will not guarantee that a vote on the floor on that stimulus. Tomorrow, the vote will be for override the veto on the defense bill. And the House has passed both bills with 2/3 of the House. Now, McConnell has to see what Republicans will do on the $2,000 stimulus checks. And since Donnie's for it, Loeffler, Perdue, and Hawley and Sanders are all on the same side of the $2,000 stimulus checks. McConnell has a problem. Schumer and Sanders point out that the $2.2 trillion, they had no problem with giving that to the top wealthy families in the country, and now they're worried about debt and deficit. Give me a fucking break. Damn. And it gets crazier, and it's going to get crazier before it's all over with. We're now at 22 days before asshole leaves office. And I hope my sound has been good today. I think it has been. And let me kind of read through. Yeah, Annie, I'm about to get out. The streets are slick, but I'm just making one trip and try to get back. It's 27 degrees out there right now, but the moisture is in our area is moving to the northeast. Uh, they're still having some around Ottumwa, but what's in North Missouri is very little and moving away. All right. Hello, Michael. Hello, John S. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Fred. Of course, Annie and Brian and James. There's Netta out there. There's Sherry. And all right. I am so proud to have you all show up. I went on a minute early, like I was saying. We have nothing here now, but it's going to take me time to get down there. I'm going to have to run the car rather than scrape all the freezing rain off the windshield, let it warm up, and then I'll. All right, thank you, Carrie. And if you got out there anything, I'll get to that later on and make sure and share your latest sports show, brother. All right, that's about all I got. And good number out here, even though not all of you are in my blue room, but there's 12 people out there, 3 likes so far. I want you to go down like, uh, and share. And if you're new here, subscribe. We were at 203 subscribers and growing. Got the Christmas cards up there. As you can see, I'm running out of space, but I do appreciate the Christmas cards, holiday greetings, or whatever that you want to send. Uh, with something else I was going to bring up. Ain't it'll occur to me just after I sign off tonight. No, I wanted to remind people I do put announcements about both shows on Liker. Still hadn't gotten to me week, and on both of them, I'm gonna have to earn my way to where I can eventually put these shows on Liker too, or at least that's what the hope is at this point. But been a pretty good day, except for the weather here in Kirksville. Uh, this is about 2 weeks earlier than we get anything. I'm just thankful that it's, half an inch to an inch at the most. It could have been worse. Liker is another social media that's out there, just like MeWe. Uh, it's not likely to replace Facebook because it's very limited. You have to earn your way. For instance, what I do out there is political activism. Uh, that's the only way that I've been able to post. Notice that I'm going to do one of my shows out there. It has to be listed as politics, and then I tried under activism, but it wouldn't let me post under that, so I had to do it under politics. But that's what Liker is, and hopefully I can learn how to navigate it better, earn my stars or whatever it is on Liker, so that more of you. There are quite a few blue dots uh, that that are already out there on Liker. Now, MeWe, I'm going to have to go back out there and change my password to get back out there. I hadn't probably hadn't looked at it in the last 3 months to 6 months. All right, that's about all I got. All right, I'll let you go at this time. I'll still be able to get out here and get back and do it safely and slowly for anybody concerned about the driving. Uh, I noticed, Danny, did you notice? Are they putting any sand or, any ice melt or anything on the Highway 63 and other streets? They hadn't done anything with this street. What has gone from here? Hey, Martha, glad to have you. Uh, Always recorded, so you're never late in my book. Uh, but as far as I can tell, they haven't been salting any streets, or I'm pretty sure they didn't use uh, any kind of juice. That's another way they approach it. I forgot what kind of juice it is, but they put that out there, and a lot of times that helps. Uh, and hopefully this is over with. Except we'll have it cold tomorrow. Uh, but other than that, it looks like it's going to be clear till about Friday, and hopefully there'll be a warm up. Oh, they're just using sand. Well, that's helpful, particularly in parking lots. I'm just going to run out quickly for a few minutes and get my butt back in here and stay here this evening. We've got ham and leftover uh, sweet potato casserole that was delicious last night. So we'll be getting to that later on. So hopefully that, well, it looks like there's going to be a big gap in the rain. So I'm hoping, Annie, that temperatures warm up so that doesn't turn into a muddy mess. Yeah, I can imagine so. I don't think they were ready for this kind of weather. Usually it's what, like the second week of January. You can almost every year always mark the calendar for around the 14th or 15th of the month because that's usually when we start getting this kind of weather. And then usually it's around the middle of February we get more of it. So we'll see. Who knows this year? All right, I'll let you go with peace. Resist, persist, and I insist we hang in here, buckle in for the ride. 21 days after today that we still have to put up with this man. And he is going to try to raise hell. I'm just hoping that he doesn't think that he's going to get to stay in the White House on the 20th because it ain't going to happen, baby. It's over for him. Even his New York paper, the New York Post, said so. All right. Have a good one. Like, share, and new here, subscribe. I want you to share this shit. See you later, y'all. Have a good one. Bye bye. Share this shit.